Just okay. You have to just move it. I have to stay here. Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Congratulations. Please disconnect Bluetooth channel.
We would request all of you to maintain a couple of minutes of silence. Can we maintain a couple of minutes silence for our dear friend and a brave fighter, one of the best fighters I've ever seen in my life. त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकविवन्दनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
Good morning.
everyone. My name is Suthakar, and I am Suthakar's daughter. Shalu Salini is by my side. On behalf of our family and extended family, we appreciate you all being here to remember and honor our Appa. My dad and I came to the US from India in July 1997. We, as usual, were following my mom, Sai's, lead. I was told I cried so much on this Delta flight until my dad let me drink some Coca-Cola. Appa was the one who always nurtured my sweet tooth. When we came to the US, my parents had never driven a car. Appa told my mom, Sai, you drive, I'll sit in the passenger seat. He was not afraid for the ride. This was the way he supported the women and us girls in his life to lead. He gave us the confidence that we could do anything. We first lived in Edison, New Jersey, in an apartment complex called Rivendell. And soon after, we met 13, 14 other Desi families who migrated to give us kids a better life. This is our Rivendell family, a group of family friends, chosen family, who shared parenting tips, holidays, raised us kids as Indians and Americans. At all of the occasions, celebrating holidays, pujas, New Year, my dad would be making some joke, pulling someone's leg. His laughter was infectious. He was always there to help others have a good time. When my sister was born in 2001, his status as girl dad was solidified. My mom wanted us to excel at Carnatic music, Pata class, and dancing, Bharatanatyam, but we were always gritty, not graceful. And I think we got that fighting spirit and discipline and love of sports from my dad. He was so athletic and active. He played badminton, known as shuttlecock, and loved tennis, one of my favorite hobbies and joys. He never pressured us to pursue a particular field or career, like many parents might. He wanted us to stand on our own 2 feet, pick what we enjoyed doing, and continue doing it. He would never tell us he was proud of us, but he would quickly WhatsApp message 10 people, the photo of us in the paper, the link to an article from my sister's running, some other achievement. When I worked on the Bernie campaign, my dad learned the chant, "Not me, us," and that's all he would say around the house whenever I came home. Appa fought every setback in his life, education, career, and health with grace. In May 2007, doctors gave my dad a prognosis of less than 2 years to live with a stage 3B aggressive soft tissue sarcoma. Appa refused to accept it. His faith that he could survive and would survive for us, for his amma, for my patis, our grandmas, was so strong that he willed multiple medical miracles. He successfully fought recurrences every year from 2008 to 2015, 2018 to 2024. He even won this Courage Patient Award in 2017 after an immunotherapy trial saved his life when cancer was found in his lungs. Of course, all of this was only possible with the support of my mom, my patis, his mom, the research skills, and the shared faith that we all had and positive belief and devotion along the way. And with the help of his nurses, doctors, healthcare practitioners. My dad would always say, especially when it came to health, we have to advocate for ourselves and always ask questions. Like, I'm never gonna plainly accept what I'm told. My mom and dad tried so many different treatments, clinical trials, dietary changes. They learned about sarcomas through webinars and websites, Facebook groups, and more to defy every statistic and odd that doctors gave them. My dad was a patient and persistent guy. To stay active, he walked 4 to 5 miles every day with a cane in our neighborhood or the local park. This was after having 2/3 of his femur bone replaced in 2014. He never compared himself to anyone else. It was always about improving himself. Appa had a face and energy that just made you want to talk to him. We would come home to uncles and aunties, patis and tatas, grandmas and grandpas, who we didn't even know. They would be chatting in the living room, laughing. Somehow my dad had befriended them. At the park, when he walked, at a temple, at a local store. And then they would come home and we would see them again and again and again. When I took him to doctor's appointments at New York Presbyterian, the security officers and MRI technicians would greet him with the biggest smile. "Oh, Mr. Iyer, how's it going? You look better." He was inviting and warm, someone you always wanted to talk to. And we will always be Iyer's daughters. Many of us know what it's like to take care of our parents, or we will know at some point. In our family, the transition happened sooner than usual. In the last 5 years, I got to take more of an active role in my Appa's care. And I will never regret that time that I spent with him. He stayed active through surgeries, through pain. His dream was to be cancer-free and show others how to fight through obstacles, which he did. Appa had such a strong faith that a better life was possible, and he fought for it until his last breath. He had plans. He had plans for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. He was making all of these plans at a time when people would feel so down about their condition. At 62, he said, "I'll be the first in line to get my Social Security check. And then Sai, we'll enjoy. We'll go on vacation together." We will remember and miss the smile he greets us with. The way he'd say, "Sure, you can buy that, you can do that, but ask your mom first. Your amma ketuko, enakku theriyadhu adu patti, but your amma ketuko." We'll miss his simplicity, his perseverance and positivity. And most of all, we'll miss and we'll carry the way he quietly loved us and cared for us. Even if he wouldn't say, "I love you," he showed it in all of these other ways. Yeah. Now, we'd like to invite, I think a few people want to say some words about Appa. So if you'd like to, please come to the side to your left. We can remember him with some stories.
Hello everyone, I'm Madhu Ramanathan, and Suthakar has honors persistence. Just only few things I would say. So, one of the Swami Vivekananda's phrase is, if you don't have anything in your hand, at least give energy and confidence in someone else. That I remember, and that is what Suthakar always used to give. In 2010, I was in a crossroad where both of us lost a job. I didn't know what to do. I was introduced to Suthakar by one of my best friends, Brad from Princeton. So Suthakar, he used to encourage me. He was almost a role model for me. He never complained about this. Always he used to say, and one more thing I wanted to say, this became my habit. We live in Payani, so we used to go to Delaware Lakshmi Temple. He used to say, buy lotus flower and go and check whatever mostly whatever it is, I pray for it. Because mother is the one and only character who can forgive everything, not the father. So go and pray there and it will come out. So that is what always I get that energy from him. Even sometime back, maybe 6-7 months ago, he used to ask, because I get from a town called Namakkal in Tamil Nadu. So he used to ask me, please go to Ajnaya temple and pray for you. Then I used to tell him, you don't have to ask me for pray for you. You are always part of our memory whenever I go to a temple. Because today I am who I am. With the confidence in all that, it is definitely because of him. So in this moment, I want to gracefully and with gratitude, I want to remember and I wish to reflect to his family and pass on our condolences. I'm generally an emotional person, but after seeing these two kids speaking very graciously, I really feel excited how they were celebrating the positive memories of them. Thank you.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. My name is Hariharan Srinivasan, and I know Suthakar and Aishwari from 93. Aishi was my colleague in campus systems in India. And from 94 onwards, I remember Suthakar, how he is joyful, courageous, an amazing person. The relationship between Suthakar and the family grew for us when we all carried one dream of having Sri Mahaparivam Kovil in New Jersey. Suthakar believed that dream. So many years, every pradosham, every mahanyasam, whatever the temple we were doing it, whatever the pain he carried, whatever the health situation, he believed only one thing: we can make it happen. Today, he is one of our key volunteers who had a lot of belief and courage in bringing the temple for us and for Perigo. He is one of the ardent devotee of our temple and such a wonderful soul. And he spread the positivity among everyone around the temple in our place. In this community, in the temple, everywhere, he spread the positivity. Amazing person. He brought two daughters so beautifully. I think we are going to, his memory is going to be with us. Sri Guru Bhyo.
Om Sri Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I'm also a little emotional. I know Suthakar before he knew that he had this problem. I very vividly remember that when these two young girls spoke about his athletic activities, and he would do this walking every day. So one fine evening, I remember that we had an office in Plainsboro. He came, sir, Tamil அப்படி பேசுகிறேன் வந்தாரு. Then he said, sir, can you look at this thigh? It's kind of little reddish. And he said, Suthakar, you might have got hurt or bumped into some place at home. That could be the reason, you know. But any case number, we'll meet the doctor and check. And we must have seen that long story. But as all we saw, him, a great fighter. And when he went through this huge surgery, just before the surgery, my kids, both of them are EMT specialists. And they are the ones who rushed him to the hospital to get his treatment and the brain thanks to Michael Sen. But as one of my previous speakers said, that one Prem Kumar, right? This Prem Kumar was very fond of him. And what I remember is he's a chemical engineer. And he followed the footsteps of Sai, or followed Sai. And I used to teach statistical programming by training and statistician. And one of the fastest learners, I think. Because of that inbuilt skill set, he was able to get into the market at the earliest possible. And he went on to do a lot of good things. After his surgery, I met him at his home. And my father also was very severe diabetic and he passed away in the US. So I used to massage my dad to heal that surgery fast. So I would go once in a week or once in 2 weeks to massage his legs so that the blood circulation will enhance the healing power. So I met him just a couple of months before at the Chicago hospital. Said, on the kaila, there's a magic in your hand. Can you massage? So I would sit with him and offer that. So Rombo Nalla, I'm very happy. I feel very comfortable. Very comfortable. But our humor is the type of humor he would do. We never lost, even with that pain and hardship he was facing. So after that kind of thing, slowly, but I remember him forever because whatever books he had in statistical programming, all the stuff, he just donated to me. Prem, you have a running institution, just go take these books. So I said, Suthakar, don't give me like that, give me autographs. So a lot of books which he has donated to me is by his autograph at home. I will never forget. And today happens to be Friendship Day, and this friendship will be eternal to my life. So I met him at Chicago very recently, and we had a nice time, though we had a lot of hardship. And I must say, I did tell her a couple of days before, Shastrana Namaskar to Sai. We could not have done it with that kind of work. I tell you, everybody must give us a big round of applause for her. Mammoth work. It's not easy for Sai, you are blessed. He's not a small personality, he's a huge personality. You cannot lift him in one hand. And she knew the exact technique, how to lift him from the bed, how to put him on the chair. I myself was scared, but she knew the exact technique and he was so confident, she lifted her and put her on the chair. So one, we remember him forever and forever because of his books are available in my library. So, thank him for the opportunity so that I could be his student come teacher. And a lot of folks up here, the gentleman who spoke just before me, he's from UPenn. People at that level, people graduated from UPenn, PhDs had struggled with their education. But Suthakar was amazing in learning and getting a career done in this country. So I folded hands once again. I wish him eternal peace and so in that for his family and friendship. Thank you.
I'm an extempore speaker for several years. For the first time, I'm finding it difficult to speak. Words don't come to my mind. The reason is the person who's right behind me here, great friend for nearly 30 plus years. And the reason why he's choking each one of us is because he's one of a kind that at least we have come across in New Jersey. The reason I say one of a kind is because he's one of the best uniters that I've ever seen. In today's world, we prefer to take sides. Are you with him? Are you with somebody else? Did you go to that event and not go to this event? I used to go to every event. A phone call will come from him. We need more people like you. He used to be very happy. We also remember today another gentleman with similar qualities, similar contribution to the society that we live in today. Mahalinga. These two people taught us two things. Never bring out your problems or challenges outside. Live a life with a smile and a tremendous amount of passion and energy. So, just as my previous speaker spoke, his energy was infected. No matter what problems you had in your life, he used to suddenly drop into our home. He used to live right across. He'll drop in, no appointments, good old style. Walk in, Vidya, can you prepare coffee for me? She can talk for hours about it. Because the coffee will not go straight like this. He will do an extensive analysis, chemical analysis, taste, everything. What it means is, he brought out another character in him that was infectious. I hail from Tiruvallur, Tanjavur. The sense of humor that comes from that region is known to very few people, including Rajaraman here. He used to come and spar with us in that tone, which we used to enjoy. So I would like to just count one experience. Me and my dad, we love gardening. We love to plant trees. We will take care of the plants, trees. And every day we'll go and talk to each one of the tree as if they are our babies. So in one corner of our plot, I wanted to have a magnolia tree. My dad was with me, he was 82, 85 at that time. And I started digging myself. So because of his passion, he also took a chair and came and sat by my side to pour water. And to guide me at this age, what to do and what not to do, how much of a depth I need to have the plant planted. Suddenly that famous Lexus that we were talking about shows up, white Lexus. He stops there and says, and I have to say this in Tamil because I cannot translate this in English effectively. நான் வந்த உடனே அப்பா கையிலேருந்து நீங்க வந்து எடுத்து நீங்க வேலை பண்ற மாதிரி காமிக்கிறீங்களா? Bottom line, just because you saw me, you took the spade from your dad and you showed that you are working. I've never seen a person who is making his dad work. That sense of humor. Suthakar, we tell you we will miss him forever. You may not be in person physically with us, but you will be always there in our memory forever. We'll miss these jokes, we'll miss the sense of humor, but we will remember your fighting spirit. And Sai, I want to say this in public, the text that I sent you. Here is a personality that you're blessed with, that you stood by him for so many years, including the kids. All of us have learned a lesson of how to fight, but also more importantly, there is not an iota of toxicity that I've ever seen in this one. Never spoke about their problem. Never that sense of jealousy or envy that something else is happening good in their life. Never. You have to remember that this man was suffering from cancer. So, salute you, Suthakar, salute you forever. Take it.
We are here to celebrate Mr. Suthakar Iyer. I celebrate him as my instructor, mentor, and friend. Suthakar did his Bachelor of Chemical Engineering at Annamalai University, Chidambaram, India. Also worked as an instructor at the same department. That's how I know him as my instructor. He helped me in every way when I had difficulties with the technology lab, heat transfer lab, mass transfer lab. I remember one incident from Annamalai University. We needed a big beaker for our lab. So Suthakar took me with him in his bike to bring it. When we reached our lab, I accidentally dropped it in the floor and it broke into pieces. Even then, Mr. Suthakar just laughed and said, "Enna Maria?" He never was mad at me and handled the situation very well. I fondly remember this still now. He was well known with the Faculty of Engineering and Chemical Engineering Department in Annamalai University because of his helping nature and easily mingling with others. Later, he joined MPL Chennai and I lost touch with him then. After a long time, I met Suthakar in one of the SAS programming session. Mr. Prem, who spoke before me. And that was the time I was looking to change my career from research to SAS programming in pharmaceutical industry. After that, Suthakar took great efforts and time, taught me SAS programming, trained me, prepared me for the interviews, and helped me to get into pharmaceutical industry. From that time until now, he was with me in all my career progression. He helped my brother, my sister, or also many of my family friends as well by giving them great guidance and interview tips to get into SAS programming and pharmaceutical industry. He spent countless hours for us without any hesitation, in spite of his illness. We all owe him a lot, especially me. Whenever I call him over the phone or visit him, we cherish the time at Annamalai University, talking about various topics, our teachers, faculty members. Also, we cherished the time we worked together at IQVIA. Our each telephone conversation lasted for at least an hour. I was amazed to see his confidence, courage, knowledge, and faith. I can't forget his humor, smiley face, enthusiasm, and commanding voice. Let us all continue to celebrate Suthakar Iyer, who taught me and probably many of us how to be courageous in the midst of difficulties, humble, and above all, great human being. On this Friendship Day, let us celebrate Suthakar, the miracle. We will miss you, Suthakar, but you will live in our hearts forever. May his soul rest in peace. Om Shanti.
That's better, I think.
Namaskar. My name is Balaji. I met Suthakar Anna through one of my common friends at the park. So when I first met him,
Please.
when I first met him, my first impression was, oh, this man looks so sophisticated, and I thought he wouldn't talk to someone like me who had just come to US. But he proved me wrong on the very first day. So he started talking to me as if he knew me for years. So I really got surprised. I never thought someone like him talk to a person who had just come to US so freely, without any inhibitions, so casually. So that's how the relationship started. And then it was going on every day, every day. He used to call me and say, hey, Swami, where are you? I said, I'll say, I'm in the office. Come on, come to the park. I'll wait for you. So I rushed to the park and we would go for a walk and keep talking about everything, about the family, about current affairs, politics, everything. So this was all, then I used to share my problems at workplace and a problem with my kids, family, everything with him. And he used to give me suggestions as to how to overcome the hurdles in life. So he was like a more than a brother to me. He was a guru throughout. And interestingly, I never knew about the problem, the personal battle he was fighting me. I never knew for almost a year what he was going through because he ever told about his condition, health condition with me. So only through another friend I came to know what he was going through. And I really got shocked. Oh, this man, for the whole year, I was sharing all my problems with him. And he never told me anything about his problems. So that's the greatness about him. So as Suthakar Anna said when he was talking, he was like a guru. Right? So he would take everyone else's problems onto him and give us the way how to overcome the problems. But he would never say anything about his problems to others. So I'm really going to miss my Anna. But he will always remain in my prayers. And Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman.
Hello, my name is Hari Gopal Krishnan, and I had the privilege of being Suthakar's neighbor. And my first recollection of the Iyer family actually was Hari rolling her rolly bag. Remember that? When she was, I think, 3, 4, and she moved to our neighborhood, and we had a young son, and so we said, oh, great, one more person he could hang out with. But first time Suthakar came to meet me, I realized that other people had the same bad sense of humor I did. And his ability to just laugh and make fun of every situation that life threw at him. From the time I met him to the last texts I shared with him were just incredible, incredibly inspirational. The second thing I wanted to point out is what he became to my parents. Obviously, he was our age group, so it's natural we would mingle. We had kids the same age. But when my parents moved to New Jersey, he became a proxy son for them. And he shared interests with my parents that I never shared with them. And so, honestly, they would text me tell me every week, why couldn't I be more like Suthakar? He would take them to temples, he would take them to pujas. They would just talk through me to talk to each other. And sometimes I felt like, I was just here to be a translator for them. But just to make an impact of two older humans who he had no business of being close to, and to have the impact that he had on their lives today when my mom just walked in to see her. And I wasn't going to speak, but when I saw her reaction, I felt that they would want all of you to know what a tremendous impact he had on them. And the last thing I would say is just how I hope all of us take a step back and realize how blessed and fortunate we are of having known him as a human being. I mean, I have a chance to interact with thousands of people through my life, and I don't think there's another person I would call out to say has had the impact from being inspirational in many ways as everybody's talked about that he has been. So I just hope we recognize how blessed and fortunate and what good things we must have done in our lives, in prior lives, to have got to know a human like Suthakar. So that's what I had to say.
I'm Prasad Sripati, good friend of Suthakar, Sai and Harani and Shali. But most importantly, I've turned to myself as the Remembrance family that everybody was talking about. Most of us are here. It is, everybody knows I could speak. I don't know whether I can last till the end, but I have responsibility. One of our very good friend Dennis couldn't be here, Raj couldn't be here, Tanu couldn't be here. So I have to read what they have sent. But I just add a couple of sentences before I start that. One thing that amazed me all through this ordeal of 17 plus years, and I didn't even realize it was 17 plus years till Harani posted something. Even when there is a small problem that we have in life, we get up the next morning, and the only reason we can get through it is because we have hope. We know we can get through that, we know we can solve it, we know there is somebody who could help us and things like that. I have no idea how you could actually get up every morning and know that this is a fight. It is not easy and it is not possible and it is not something that is going to go in his favor. How could you actually get through so many mornings and still have the hope the next day to come out? That amazed me and still amazes me. If there is anything I have learned, just put that as the yardstick. Every other problem remains very, very simple to you. And that should let us go in our lives to read more. Everybody talked about his sense of humor. He's got those jokes that are really comedy sometimes, and then we all enjoy it, all of us in the Rivendell group. He's like the backbencher in college. He's sitting there and then making your voice coming from the back of anybody. He got me in trouble with my wife so many times. I can't tell you, it lasts so long that we ended up in fights and things like that over just eggplant. Just an eggplant. Now I can't eat that, or when I eat it, I'll have to recall the fight, or something like that. So it has become a taboo in our house, but anyway. So that's probably, I will start eating it now, remember again. But I'll just read what Dennis said everybody sent. And I hope I can also resonate from all the Rivendell family over here and be able to celebrate his life. I think I want to celebrate his life. It was a wonderful life. I think everybody else before me has spoken and told great things about the inspirational, instructional, beautifully said some of those things that I really love to know about him. We also enjoyed a lot of things that there, small things. I can't put everything there, but you have to be in the moment to enjoy this. He was always like that. He used to come even in the worst times also. He used to come for some of these events or small gatherings or functions and things like that. There were times he was not even able to walk. Sometimes he sits in the sofa and then he says something and things like that. But sometimes they have the uncanny ability of actually drawing everybody to that sofa. So he'll say something and somebody will come and then we'll have to have a conversation around it. It has to be politics. And then he'll just does the gaslighting from that point. He says one on this side and the same side. He'll turn around and then say a different comment about the same thing, an opposing view, and he'll bring everybody together. That was Suthakar. So this is from Dennis, Raj, Tanu, Uni, and the rest of the family. Our dear brother Suthakar. Suthakar, Sai, Hari, and Shalu are good friends of my wife Raj, daughter Tanu, and myself from 1998, our Rivendell days. They were next door neighbors with literally a wall separating the two families. Their conversations could be heard across the wall. You could imagine, right? It appeared that Suthakar would use every trick in his bag to pacify the temperamental baby that he was. Perhaps she was amused with her dad's helpless antics, right? As for us, a good dose of comedy before we slept. So it was with great curiosity we made it a point to meet the Iyer family. Suthakar immediately struck us as an endearing and fun-loving person who seemed to enjoy providing comic relief when among friends and in social gatherings. My wife admired his looks. Did you know that? Sorry. He did not hesitate to crack jokes at himself and his family members. None was spared as he cleverly weaved his friends into his jokes and taunted the spouses in surprising ways. Here I am, making it seem he knew something more than they knew about their own men. We could see his mischievous smile build up silently from within much before it showed up on his face. His knockout punch was when he waited for others to heartily laugh while he put a dumb, innocent, serious front as if others had to enlighten him to untangle his confusion. It was hilariously contagious. It seemed the jokes he had to echo from others to land on him to reveal. Sai seemed an Indian wife, but she laughed loudly at her husband's jokes. I consider Suthakar a brother from a past life. After all, my paternal grandmother came from an Iyer family, also from Madras. Naturally, we were destined to share some memorable time with the Iyer family. We spent time with Sai's and Suthakar's parents during their visits. They were always there for their children and grandkids in good and challenging times, always lending a helping hand. To ordain our association with the Iyer family, Suthakar's late father, before his departure from US, took me aside for a quiet moment and requested me to be an elder brother to Suthakar and his family. This request came unexpectedly. He said Malati auntie, and he could not provide him a sibling, and he thought they would rest in peace with my assurance. I promised his dad that we were a community here and we'll take care of Suthakar and his family. They will not be alone under any circumstance. I often wonder what made his dad reach out to me with such a request. This was his father's last visit to the US. The Wesley family enjoyed the association with Suthakar and his family. God put us in their path during important stages of their lives, especially during Suthakar's relentless battle with cancer. We were humbled with the confidence his family placed on us. They included us during important discussions with several doctors as they explored different options, one after the other. Suthakar and Sai remained transparent throughout. Difficult discussions were far too many. Disappointments were countless, yet their hope, faith, and resolve remained strong despite odds. Suthakar evolved from a person complaining his misfortune into a determined fighter. His spiritual upbringing prepared him to accept God's will, but not without a fearless fight. He loved life, and that motivated his faith. With steadfast resolve, the family tried every potential treatment they came across. Science stood by him every step of the way, despite many personal challenges. A model wife, daughter, mom, a friend, and a colleague. She juggled all the roles well. Harani and Shalu grew beyond their years, as most of their lives they had supported their dad. So also the entire Sai and Suthakar's families. They formed a single-minded troop behind Suthakar. I was privileged to watch them in close quarters. No stone was left unturned. This helped Suthakar keep his faith and hope alive. We'll always remember Suthakar's strength as we confront our own challenges in life. any other person would have given up the challenge years earlier. I have had several discussions with Suthakar on various topics, politics, religion, life, Vedanta, etc. I have always admired his deep understanding and came out wiser from my discussions. They seem to be hidden in his jovial exterior. I am glad I tapped a different side of his knowledge going beyond his physical challenges. Beside the facade of humor, there was a wellspring of distilled knowledge, coming to terms with the challenges of life and making some sense of everything, showing the beacon torch for others. He introduced me to books on Ramana Maharshi, Shankaracharya, and shared with me several discourses on Hindu philosophy. During my last visit to Chicago, we discussed the Indian election news fresh from the earth. He often taunted others by assuming contradictory viewpoints than what he believed in, just to tease others for a good laugh, Indian or US politics. I cannot forget the many stories he has told me about his grandparents, uncles, and aunts, always giving a humorous touch with his exaggerations. We laughed hilariously as a child reaching out for encores. We revisited the stories, and each time Suthakar's narration was improvised as a jazz musician, never a monotony. During the 10 days we spent in June this year, we had several heart-to-heart conversations. Some of them saddened me as when I look back, they seem like premonitions. He wanted me to return to Chicago ASAP to be with him. He felt reassured with my touch and always requested me to massage his forehead or his legs that were mercilessly pulling him down. Every hospital I visited him, he was greeted lovingly by his name. He knew the staff by name and joked with them as he submitted to treatment. He pointed me to all pretty ladies. Often my eyes welled up, but tried to reassure with his brave front, just like he did. He was dignified and caring in his suffering. As I took his leave for the last time, he reminded me of certain things he had expressed in confidence and ended up with a never forget me. I left with a heavy heart, with a lump in my throat that prevented me from making a meaningful response. Last year, when we were in India, Suthakar and Sai invited our daughter Tanu to celebrate her birthday. He sang Happy Birthday Tanu with his usual gusto. We have a short, beautiful video of the occasion. When Raj and I visited them often, the first thing he asked always, "How is Tanu?" He was a proud uncle of our career as a NJ state detective, and like all our Rivendell family, had encouraged her during her studies to get there. He always wanted her to be a big sister to Arni and Shalu, which she always will be. Raj, my wife, is heartbroken as we are not with all of you to celebrate Sudhakar's rich life. She always considered Suthakar as her own younger brother, Unni. Suthakar and Unni became good friends during this time. Unni lived with us. They shared the same qualities of wit and humor, and Raj loved watching their interaction. Unni is crushed on hearing the news. He said that he's not seen a braver person fighting cancer. Raj loved cooking for Suthakar and Sai, especially more curry, kheer curry, but most of all, Suthakar loved her Christmas fruit cake. He offered to help us with the prep often. In the recent trips I made to be with Suthakar in Chicago, she made sure to send eggless banana bread, which she mastered just for Suthakar. Suthakar also loved her avel poha chivda that she always made for him. She's going to miss doing that for her dear brother. Raj, Tanu, Unni, and I always waited for Suthakar, Sai, family, and kids at our home. They spent Thanksgiving with us and the last year's Vishu and the Kerala New Year with us. It's very hard to be away at this time. We have no words to comfort dear Malti auntie, Sai's mom, Sai, Armin, Shalu, and Mahesh. We are all with you in spirit, by your side, at these painful and most unbearable moments of your life. We are blessed to have known a person like Suthakar in our life. The optimistic spirit leaves indelible lessons in us who are left behind. Surely we'll meet again as we complete our time. Such a personality cannot vanish into thin air. Om Shanti.
Sri Guru Beyond Mother. So actually, very emotional actually. So I know Suthakar for almost 20 years. As everyone said, he's such a fighter. The amount of belief he has, every instance actually, what he went through, we can even imagine. So as he said, when we get up in the morning, we'll have some sort of negativity, but we cannot find any bit of negativity in him. See, always, even the amount of struggle he went through was able to make jokes. He makes the environment very positive. That's a beauty. Again, there are so many instance memories actually. It's just kind of, I had to bring Mahaling Mama. So, even though like Mahaling was 85, he's another personality. He used to kind of always remember the positivity. Like we have probably inherited, and any instances actually, like Mahaling Mama or Suthakar will be with us to kind of protect. That's the only thing we all should inherit. The problem is kind of pretty common in everyone's life. But one thing we have to, adopt on daily life is that how to negate that negativity and then adopt the positivity and lead our life. So fight can make anything. 17 years is not a joke, even though the doctors gave her. But the amount of positivity he just kind of carried away. Such a wonderful person. I'll be personally missing him, like everyone. Even though it's just I'm not able to kind of accept it, but always I carry that memory. I spent a lot of memorable days happily we spent. So every, there's so many events, you will be there. You'll be quietly kind of witnessing that and supporting that. That's this I can't express anymore, and we'll be missing him, but he's not going to go away. He will be with us in the memories.
We'll have one more. Okay. Thank you all on behalf of my family, Bhattis, and our extended family for joining us to celebrate Appa. If you haven't gotten a chance to, please, we'll form a line to the left. You can come this way and offer some flowers to his feet, and share any thoughts, with him. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Please take the next 5 minutes to share your thoughts, prayers, wishes with Suthakar, Appa. We will all leave the space around 12:20 and then just have the last 10 minutes with family. Thank you.